Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here today on the console version of Wreckfest, going to be playing around with the Motorhome because, well, I was very excited to have this vehicle in the game. It was one of the more, one of the things I was most looking forward to, just for chaos. This sort of vehicle is pretty damn good fun for destruction, and I have to say, they have done the destruction of these pretty well. They get a little crazy at times, a little bit silly, but it is done pretty well. We're going to start off. We're going to go for a straightforward race. We're going to, you know what, actually, let's go. The very first track from Wreckfest. The very straightforward dirt track from Wreckfest. We're going to go for a 5-lap race. Everyone in motorhomes. Keep it on normal damage. See what on earth happens. Right, here we are with the grid. I don't even know where my vehicle is. Somewhere a lot further back than we could see, probably. Oh, we're starting in 17th, so we are going to be right in the chaos for turn 1, as ever, the customary terrible start on Wreckfest. Now, fun with the motorhomes is that, well, the motorhome part gets destroyed. While there is no interior as such, I've got very lost in turn 1. It's not where we want to go. But yeah, like the whole side panel, all the panels fall apart. The chassis can get very twisted. Oh dear! Ugh. There's a gap. Mine is looking relatively healthy. I have a wobbly ladder on the back. It's important to try and keep hold of your ladder on your motorhome for as long as possible. It is a point of much pride if you can outlive all the AIs. We're gonna... Oh, I wanted to roll that one over. Slightly... We've spent way too long crashing into stuff. The problem with motorhome racing is actually they're quite good fun to race. They're not terrible to drive. They are a bit oversteery, to say the least, which... It's not normally the first thought you have when discussing a motorhome, but I guess we're racing them, so perhaps it makes a little bit more sense. Anyway, regardless, they're a little bit oversteered on the most part, though. They're pretty good to drive, and these are C-class vehicles, so performance-wise isn't completely terrible. They've only got 4 speeds, so they kind of run out of gears a little bit, and special vehicles sadly cannot be modified. As much fun as it would be to stick one of the big racing V8 engines in these and make them really fly, you can't actually do any modification work to them. That green truck looks suspiciously clean. It's almost like nobody's crashed into it at all. We must change that. Oh, you're going to have a really bad day. You're going to go in the rocks. Oh, yes, you did. I was trying to see what I ended up causing, and spinning the camera around was a bad idea. We have buried a camper van in the trees. That's fine. Now, your truck looked... I've taken out a window. Well, frame of a window. There was no windows anyway. Mine's not looking terrible, considering I have battered into just about everything I could on my way up the order. Yep, we're going to go to the inside of you, and we will get another position. I almost... Oh, I've got a flapping door. It's fine. I don't know if you can just lose a door. I think normally just the whole side panels come away, but it will probably depend on quite what sort of crashes you get into. We're just being ultra... This is the only way to drive these. Ultra aggressive. Every opportunity. If we have to lead on a motorhome, that's fine. Oh, we're going to slide through that. I'm not going to quite make that on the exit, am I? We've got no momentum in the motor. Momentum's important, naturally, with these. As I said, they're not the slowest accelerating things in the world, but you get it too wrong, and they are still quite large. Oh, someone's had a bad day there. Someone's driving around a metal frame. Someone's got very lost. Oh, no, they've got reset in front of me. No. Bad metal twisted frame. Don't do it. Don't do it. Look, you've had a bad enough day as it is. Don't get in a tussle with the player. It's probably a good idea. Oh, no. Oversteer. Funny sounds. I thought we were about to die. I thought I had worked all my way up to 3rd, only to goof it away by oversteering myself into a tyre bundle. That would not have been particularly clever. We're going to goof it up around turn 1 as well. Come on. There's a lot of debris around turn 1. And this is tame. I'm just going to put this out there. Okay, this is the tame circuit. We're starting with something quite nice and sensible here. Straightforward dirt track. There is a lot of debris around turn 1. I suspect that might be where that disintegrated frame ended. Well, left most of its bits. Quite a lot of debris around here. Whoa! Where did you come from? Why did you appear over there? What was the thinking? I'm not sure. I mean, he's given me the lead. So someone entirely forgot how to corner. An AI entirely forgot how to corner, took themselves out and the leader. You know what? I'm fine with it. I'm still mostly in one piece here. The frame that's racing around behind us is, I presume, truck in last, unless anyone's actually fully out. The vehicle ahead is miraculous. I mean, that looks almost like it did when it started, and it's about to be lapped. Slime Reaper, how have you been so... Well, it now doesn't look like how it started. Perfect. Actually still got most of its panels. I've got slight flapping panels going on with this. As I said, you know, the damage on these, it is cool as they kind of disintegrate and lose panels. Let's get to the like fully bare frame stage to start getting a bit ridiculous. You can get some really, as with all Wreckfest vehicles, pretty much, when you start getting down to the extreme levels of damage, you get some very interesting, distinctly non-vehicle shaped creations. I mean, that one there is just about plausible. I've seen some very interesting, twisted contraptions made out of these motorhomes, and that was not a bad race, actually. I'll take it. We rolled someone over. There was weirdness from the AIs. We will cross with a victory. Quite nicely done. There was a little bit of debris around the track. Didn't get too bad. So, that's what it's like racing the motorhomes fairly normally. Of course, when we have something like these, we have to take on Crash Canyon. Crash Canyon is possibly the best circuit for just complete and utter chaos. And the motorhomes, they do make more chaos than normal. I guess they're larger, which makes them... they kind of get out of control a little bit. And the thing with Crash Canyon is if everybody's behaving themselves, it's fine. As soon as one vehicle starts ending up in the oncoming lane of traffic, oh dear, that's when it goes wrong. Oh... no, it's all pain up there. That was less than ideal. I'm gonna go less than ideal. I thought I could be sneaky. I couldn't. Tried to get around the top. There was a gap for a while, and then that gap disappeared. Oh dear, and people are falling over already. This is what I mean. As soon as... oh, I'm gonna be the Muppet in the wrong lane. Help! I've lost my ladder. I mean, oh, we're in many pains. Many pains have occurred. I've got... well, some bodywork. My ladder's parted company with the vehicle, and that's a disappointing thing. We are not going to have the longest surviving ladder. That's what matters in this game. In many ways, actually. You're going to go round. I'm going to be the arsehole that causes the mayhem. I think I might have taken the leader out, spinning a car from 16th out. Oh, car, motorhome, vehicle. I'm going to just call it car. It's just easier. Not technically correct, but never mind. Oh, someone's having a really... oh, they got away with it. Everyone's having a really bad day, though. They got away with the initial hit, not the secondary hit. What has happened up here? Much chaos. I'm going to try and get involved a little bit. Ow. Much chaos. I'm very poorly. What's happened to the back of my vehicle? A lot of the back of it. Like, from that angle, it almost looks like it's okay. I mean, it very loosely looks like there's a lot of broken bits. This is where you start hoping for your console that it'll be okay. Oh, I've lost the aircon unit. I think that's what it is, the box on the top. Yeah, there's a lot of bits of camper van around. I mean, this is quite an impressive amount of camper van bits get thrown off the vehicles through the course race. Way more than you'd ever see from a vehicle, normal car race around here. No. Nope, bad things, bad noises. We just about got away with that. I thought that was a wreck. I didn't even realise that was still working. Oh, there goes my roof. You can fall over into that. Oh, there are actually some vehicles. Ow. I don't know what caught. There was such a huge crash at this corner. Completely AI shenanigans. I saw it from a distance, but I had nothing like... oh, no! We've been pile driving into that. That's... on two wheels and stuck. Well, not even on two wheels. I don't think it's on its wheels. I think it's just skidding along on part of its roof. It's just like the frames are so twisted now on these that... oh, don't head towards me. I mean, I need you to crash. Crash into other AI vehicles. Apparently I got a wrecking assist. That one's come off. How is that? Oh, that isn't entire... for a second I thought that was just like a large chunk of motorhome that was abandoned on the side of the road. But no, that was actually a vehicle just stuck on its side. Oh, there's a lot of wrecks down here. There's a gap I can probably shoot through about there. Ooh! Just nudge that. There's so much debris down here. Work my way up to third. Like, my only hope of winning is the AIs ahead get stuck in crashes. Oh, or get wrecked out, and one of them just did get taken out. I'm not sure what's moving and what's a wreck. Who am I trying? I'm trying to chase down Diablo. We've got to dodge. I mean, so many stricken metal boxes around the place. Are you Diablo? No. Must be in one of those two. I would aim for them and try and take them out, although I've only got 24 health. I'd probably end up killing myself or getting very, very close to it. We're going to do a little bit more sliding, perhaps, from the motorhome. And still the game is just about holding on. Still the game is relatively okay with camper vans at Crash Canyon. Oh, somebody's going to have to get Diablo stuck. That wasn't Diablo, and it took off a fair chunk of my health. It's just... Oh, I'm the one that's got stuck now. There's some, like, rolling corpses? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with that terminology. It's basically what they are down here. I'll try to avoid the wrecks, but that does put me in the oncoming lane. Please don't kill me, whoever you are. Please don't end up in front of us. We're catching a little bit to Diablo. It's not going to be enough. The thing ahead of it is all just metal frames now, basically, going around. Your front wheels are not connected to a damn thing. I see that. Oh, Diablo's still clear. Still not being taken out enough. Not got stuck in enough debris for me to be able to do much. They do have to go down that start-finish straight, which is horrible. There's a gap through the middle here. We can push you forward a smidge, because I've got to go up here. Oh, is that... No, that's a lap-down vehicle. No, Diablo is clear. I think they will take a victory. There it is. I can see it bouncing in the distance. Oh, Diablo finishes first. We fought valiantly. Considering this terrible start we had, we got back up to second. We didn't make any silly mistakes. However, second was all that we could manage. Admittedly, only 5 vehicles finished. It was quite a brutal race. But don't worry, I have nastier stuff planned yet. So, as we go and take on the figure of 8 circuit, I have been joined by a cat friend. Cass decided he wanted to be involved. You might hear him. I don't know whether you're going to hear him purring away in the background, ever so slightly. He has come to join us. He shall be our good luck cat for this event. We're going to try and do 8 laps. No, Cass, don't go on the desk. Oh dear, we've got cat problems already. Cat problems. You're the good cat. Why are you causing cat problems? You're supposed to just sort of curl up and go to sleep and be cuddly. That's your job. Well, we've knocked over a camper van. That's all important. Oh, we're going to get stuck on the outside. I don't want to be on the outside here. No, don't put me in a wall. Oh, bugger. There's no real good places to go. Cat Problems is exploring a desk that Cat Problems shouldn't be on. Why are you pushing me into a wall? It's gone very badly. We knocked one of you over and somehow we were still last at one point there. We're now not last anymore. But I'm going to blame Distracto Cat. You don't normally have to worry about cat breaking stuff during a demo derby. It's not even a demo derby. Figure of 8 kind of a race. Cash, what's he doing, kitten? You're not even a kitten anymore. He's eyeing up the Hot Wheels cars on the desk. Don't play with the Hot Wheels cars. Oh dear, everything's falling apart in my race, which got stuck. Cat Problems has now decided he doesn't want to be part of the video anymore and has trotted off out of the office. Well, the Hot Wheels are safe. My camper van is not. My camper van is poorly. Oh, my camper van is really poorly. I don't like... you could just sort of scum reset all the time. However, it's a bit cheap. I don't really resetting in these unless I'm completely stuck or I'm playing the career mode and desperately trying to progress, in which case scum resetting is allowed. That's the way I look at it. You can... I'll take a chunk out the side of your camper van. Oh, we took at least 1 or 2 panels off of it. So far, debris hasn't gone as crazy as I have seen it sometimes here. This is a track vehicle combination that can, at times, there we go, start to make the Xbox cry a little bit. This is one of the only sort of event combinations that I have found that have really broken, say not broken, but upset the frame rate to a point where at times, mainly times around the crossover bit, the frame rate of it is now starting to struggle a little bit. Basically you have so much chaos going on in such a small space on the circuit and so many bits of debris and particle effects, the game does start to struggle, because these things do really disintegrate well, which is fun. Which is, very, very good fun. We took out something. We're up to 7th, actually. Even with Distracto Cat's best attempts at screwing us over, we have clawed our way back up to 7th. Oh, no. I mistimed that. I thought I was going to go ahead of them. It didn't. That is just a bare metal frame. Oh, I've seen the state of the front of my vehicle. I'm pretty sure that's half my engine hanging out of the bodywork. I'm not sure quite how that works. Oh, dear. I mean, oh dear for them. It's worse for them than it was for me. What is that hanging out the front of my car? Is that the battery? I think it might be. Yes, there's a battery. There's also fire out. I mean, at least the fire's not in the cabin. It is hanging out of the vehicle that the fire is going on. Everything's red on my little damage indicator, but I still got 42 health. So that's something. We are 16 seconds behind the leader. If the leader happens to want to be involved in a very big accident, I would be okay with it. If I could be a part, or it could be the reason... No! I seem to have fallen over. I seem to be quite stuck. Oh, why is all of the front of my vehicle on the right-hand side? Sorry, my voice is struggling a little bit, but like there's... My wheels are now so far away from where the front of my vehicle has ended up. Shouldn't really be working. I've got to second though, so that's something. There's a lot. Oh, that's a big crash. That's me in trouble. I mean, I've made that. Have I become three-wheeled? Oh, I've lost a wheel. Problems are occurring. 8 laps was ambitious. Normally I only run 6. 8 laps was ambitious. This is the battle now for second place. I mean, Tough Nut has got no health. So we're going to try and... No! I was hoping I could wreck you. Oh, I have wrecked you, but now we've fallen over and I've glitched and broken myself more. Okay, I got to reset from that because I was stuck in a wall with missing a wheel. It's hard to tell what's a wreck and what's driving because there's really very little difference. We've lost our second place, although Tough Nut is out of this. There is just motorhome debris. Oh, I've lost all steering. What's gone on? I think I've got my truck stuck in the floor on that jump. Oh no, I've just seen the state of my one good wheel. I think I might be done for here. We're going to have to limp our way around. This is the finish line. We can make it! We can make it! On this condition. Funnily enough, that was quite broken by the end of it. We still managed to somehow limp home in second. 4 vehicles finished. Tells you a lot about the race. I was nearly a minute down on first. Oh, I got second. I thought I was third. What happened? Who knows? Nobody knows. Something happened. I ended up second. I was just limping to the finish line with my vehicle stuck. Well, with the front wheel bent at a funky angle. I told you, motorhomes make for good racing. / destruction. I would also like to point out that as I was going out of this race to load the next one up, the AI also, funnily enough, can't really drive what's left of my vehicle. I think there is a time to put a vehicle out of its misery. I think this might just be that time. So, to finish off our adventuring crashing motorhomes, I am not going to be driving one. No, I have got the big rig with one of the mightiest wings you will ever see. Yes, I have a truck, and I'm going to be racing against a field of motorhomes around the Dust Devil Stadium that is perhaps one of my favourite Destructo tracks. We're going to let the motorhomes just get a little bit of a start on us. The truck, for some reason, is one of the highest rated vehicles in terms of performance in this game. This is like an A300 vehicle, which is, I believe, higher performance rating than any of the cars are stock, despite the fact it's not actually all that quick. So I'm not quite sure why, but it is. I mean, it is still relatively rapid accelerating when you get things right. Crazy tank. Let's see how... I've spun you the wrong way. I was going to see how much of a tank you really were, but it didn't really pan out. Basically, I've got much faster. In this field, I am much faster. But we're just going for causing chaos because I'm a truck. Oh dear, Chaos has fallen over. Chaos is taking a brief pause. It would like it if you guys would take a brief pause from crashing into it as well. That would be appreciated. We're back down to 14th again. Nomad, I'll just give you a little bit of a nudge. Now around this circuit, we won't have frame rate issues, thankfully, because the debris tends to get spread out a little bit more. I did find one of the street circuits, if you drive the motorhomes and have a very big crash, you can kind of... basically, if you can litter up a very tiny part of a circuit with bits of motorhome, the game gets a little bit angry. Otherwise, it's generally okay. And Crash Canyon, surprisingly, doesn't quite get as busy for the debris. Oh, in my attempts to murder, I murdered only myself. I'm afraid that was too good an opportunity to pass up. Oh, I've just noticed how bad my life is. In terms of we're at 55 health remaining, and I'm only 2 laps in. Okay, I was expecting this to actually carve the motorhomes apart, but it's actually not quite as strong as you might expect. Maybe we should start being a little more careful with our moments of battering motorhomes. Maybe, like we did there, we'll just go for little nudges rather than the big, complete wipeouts that end up wiping me out as well. I mean, that, for example, there was a little wipeout. I mean, it had a big outcome, just a little crash to begin with. Yeah, no ludicrous torpedoes. Or torpedoes kept to a minimum, I think. The Big Rig's an interesting thing to drive. As I said, it's kind of... It is fast and it isn't fast all at once. Handling isn't too bad on it. Strength-wise, I was expecting a bit more from it. I was expecting to be able to batter the motorhomes all race long and not really feel it, but apparently that's not the case. Crazy Tank, I will take that 4th position away from you. Pretty sure the motor... Oh, I'm not stopping for turn 1. No, I'm going to be kissed the wall. It's okay. It's fine. It's only a minor. Ooh, only a minor brush on the fence. You are a lap down, I guess? You're a lap down in a very healthy vehicle, which makes me wonder what on earth you've been doing. Did you fall off on the first lap, hide for a little while, and then rejoin the circuit in the hope that no one would notice and no one would crash into your pristine motorhome? This one here is looking like a prime vehicle for a crash. Dead Fred is also in a pristine motorhome. Well, it's missing a window, perhaps. Come on. Pristine motorhomes don't last in Wreckfest when you visited a wall. Bloody hell, Dirt Trooper is a long way out in front. Would any AI vehicles like to join me in a... Can we... Is it the Dirt Trooper, the truck ahead? Or the vehicle ahead of us down here? Possibly. Might be one of the vehicles ahead of us down here. This one, I would suspect. Yep, your vehicle, far too good a condition. We must change that if we can. Oh dear. Oh dear. No, I have been bested. Oh no, wait, we've been rolled back over again. Oh no, I'm a little stuck. Hey, we will leave you abandoned on that bit. Well, we've changed the complexion of the race. We've changed the condition of the leader's vehicle. That's what we need. Shall we do a roll to pass? Roll to pass challenge. I haven't done one of these for a while. Basically, I can't overtake the leader unless I roll their vehicle over. And if I overtake them without having rolled them over, I then have to let something else pass, so I can't lead until I've rolled somebody over. You there, Crazy Tank, look like a prime candidate. Oh, does it count if I roll myself over? I rolled them over. There was... Oh, no. Land. Stuck. Help. Beached. I've been bullied by motorhomes a little bit. Oh, I'm in neutral. There's a gear in there somewhere. Use the banking. Damn it. It was a fun idea. I mean, I've got way more speed than these than the motorhome, sorry, with this. So, you've got to kind of make your own fun a little bit. We're on the final lap. Shall we just go for the mad jump? Woohoo! Oh, incoming! Almost. That would have been brilliant. I think I might have killed myself in that. If I get hit by a motorhome now and wrecked out of this, despite being the one driving this the big rig, that would be... I'm going to finish on 2 health. The jump was probably not the best idea I've ever come up with. Or maybe it was. You guys will have to decide. In terms of spectacle, it was a good idea. In terms of finishing position, less so. What a race. What a race it was indeed. The truck is not as strong as you expect. To be fair, I think it's a combination of a couple of things. The truck's not quite as strong as you might expect, and the motorhomes are still pretty tough, so even as a truck, when you're battering motorhomes, you still take a fair bit of damage. I also flew through the air a couple of times where I probably shouldn't have done, but yeah, the motorhomes are really, really good fun. Motorhomes are really good fun. The game does do surprisingly well. Yes, at the figure of 8 circuit, you can make it cry a little bit. As I said, it's a couple of the street circuits as well. You can, with just it's the sheer amount of bits that fall off the motorhome that can cause a little bit of grief. They're good fun. They are very, very good fun to mess about with, and I'm sure as soon as we get some proper private lobbies that we can get set up on this game, there will be motorhome shenanigans aplenty. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.